All right, so if we look at yesterday's profile, we can see that we opened, then got inside value, right? Actually, let me do this. We were trading inside the previous day's value. Then that was the overnight session, right? So then when we opened, we immediately got below it. And I said that if we hold below value, then we're likely gonna retest that 20-day point of control. And we got there pretty quick. We got there within the first hour. And then we had a nice bounce after looking below this overnight low. And then, but then when we attempted to get back inside the value again, we rejected. So we ended up holding value lower. So if you look at this session's values here, this yesterday's session's values here, then overnight we were holding here until there was some Trump announcement that the ceasefire had ended, and so then we sold off pretty hard. So now, we have this double distribution, right? We have this one and this one. This in the middle is kind of like a transition area, in my opinion. So sellers want to get back below this low volume node, below 74.90, and for a chance to retest the overnight low and then target this this high volume node at 74.40, right? But if you see the action, it was like a V-shaped recovery so far. We look below the monthly pivot, the weekly pivot, and now we're back above it, and we're fighting to get back above this low volume node again. So from the close from yesterday, we have inventory that's, let's say, 90% short, more or less. So the first thing that I'm going to be looking for is, do we fill the gap, right? Do we correct inventory or fill the gap to yesterday's low, which is at 75.29 and change? So if we fill the gap, that's the first target to the upside. And in my opinion, if we fill the gap, just because we're gonna be trading above this low volume node and back into this distribution, there's a high chance that we start trading inside the range, and then we get back to that 20-day point of control, 75.44. Now the thing is that if we get there, we're gonna be here at yesterday's value area low. So we either reject and come back down and attempt to break this low again, this low volume node again, or we squeeze the shorts and do a value area sweep to the upside, and then go back to test yesterday's value area high. Now my only thing with that is that there's the daily pivot that's at 75.56, and you see this low volume node from yesterday's session. Let me mark it here. Right here, this area. This is gonna act as resistance. So if we get back inside yesterday's value and we start squeezing higher, I would expect some resistance in this area, which is the daily pivot. And then if we get back above that, then yes, then the target is yesterday's value area high, and then see if we can break above it and test in this excess high from yesterday. Now, for sellers, like I said, they want to get below. Yeah, I already explained the selling scenario, but we also have FOMC meeting at notes at 2 p.m. So that's something to pay attention to, especially since there's a new Fed chair. So things, people are looking to see if anything is changing now with the new leadership. So that's something to watch. NQ still weaker than ES. Yesterday, I think it left a gap. Let me see. Yeah, we have a gap here. Yesterday never got filled during the RTH. So watching that, if we, in the event that we do sweep through yesterday's value on NQ and then start squeezing the shorts, then that gap fill is gonna be a target. 29,786. Then that's right there. That's the gap. Crude. Remember, I kept talking about the 70 because of the Trump announcement. Of course, oil shot up, and now we are holding above this distribution that we had. If you remember, this is the new. This was the resistance that now became now it's becoming support. So let's see for upper targets. See, so oil has this area where, like, when we've been trading through this area, like, nobody wants to see these prices. They either want to see down here or up here. So, now that we're moving higher, let's see where we end up accepting. So far, we're putting some volume here at 73.60. And then we had a little bit of acceptance here at 75.60, 75.80, let's say. So watching for that. If we break the overnight high, watching for this area. But then above that, there's really not much until the 80s. And then, of course, if we lose 71, 70 is the target on that side. Okay, gold 41.20 was that resistance that became support, and now it broke. So now is resistance again. And I said yesterday that and the day before, that if it breaks, 40.40 is the target. On that down move, we still haven't gotten there, but I think there's a high chance that, you see how we bought that dip. Now we tested that area where we broke from, so the previous session's low, and then now we're seeing sellers again. So I think that actually now would be a good risk reward trade if you put your stop somewhere around either above this low volume node, like where this bar is, or someone inside this range, like around 41.10, to target 40.40. You have a 40-point risk, 60-point reward. So watching that for gold for the coming session. I already mentioned the FOMC meeting minutes. We also have U.S. wholesale sales inventories month after month, and then crude and gasoline inventories, and then Trump speaking at 3:15. Oh, also we have 10-year note auction at 1 p.m. All right, that's about it for today. Good luck.